Founded by St Augustine in 597 AD, Canterbury Cathedral is a unique place of worship, a major pilgrimage destination, a masterpiece of art and architecture, and one of the UK's most visited historic sites. Often referred to as England in stone, the cathedral has been at the center of momentous events and upheavals. It is the mother church of the worldwide Anglican Communion, seat of the Archbishop of Canterbury, UNESCO World Heritage Site, and resting place of royalty and saints. In 1170, the infamous murder of Thomas Becket, the former archbishop, took place at Canterbury Cathedral. The young Thomas Becket and the future King Henry II were close friends. When they got older, Henry helped Thomas become the Archbishop of Canterbury. Henry then wanted Thomas's help to curb the power of the church. However, Thomas disagreed on the division of power between the king and the church. The disagreement got so bad that Thomas had to leave England. Eventually, he returned after Pope Alexander III stepped in to settle the dispute. Thomas wasn't back long before he once again angered King Henry II by excommunicating 3 bishops loyal to the king. King Henry II was in France at a Christmas party when he received the news. Rumors vary on what he said. Canterbury Cathedral quotes it as, "Who will rid me of this turbulent priest?" Whatever he said motivated 4 knights to go to Canterbury Cathedral in search of Thomas. At the bottom of the stairs, in what's now called the martyrdom, the gory murder took place. After his murder, Thomas Becket became a saint and a martyr. Pilgrims came from around the world to pay tribute to the shrine of St. Thomas, once held in the Trinity Chapel. Today, only a single burning candle sits where Thomas's shrine once was. Thomas was remembered as someone who lost their life opposing royal authority. After declaring himself the head of the Church of England, in 1538, Henry VIII had the shrine of Thomas Becket destroyed. He saw Thomas as a traitor and a threat to his authority over the church. He declared Thomas a banned saint and tried to erase him from history. It also gave Henry a great opportunity to claim the jewels and wealth around the shrine for the crown. After the death of Thomas Becket, King Henry II undertook a pilgrimage to ask forgiveness for Thomas's murder. The king walked barefoot through Canterbury, only wearing a sackcloth. Upon reaching Becket's tomb, the monks beat the king and he spent the night on the cathedral floor. Like many historical churches, you'll notice most of the stained glass throughout Canterbury Cathedral contains pictures. According to the cathedral, many pilgrims were illiterate. The stained glass was a way to pass on the stories. One of the volunteers pointed out the panes in the chapter house that tell the story of King Henry II begging for forgiveness. This is the Warhorse Memorial. Among human lives, 8 million horses died during the First World War, and many traveled through Kent on their way to the continent. These represent the theme of conflict and the loss of lives with dignity. The Canterbury Warhorse's head is bowed in respect and solemnity in this place of quiet contemplation, reflection, and remembrance. The horse faces oncoming visitors to the cathedral. During the period of Anglo-Saxon rule of England, separate kings ruled over 9 different regions. The Saxon territories traded, made alliances, and waged wars against one another. King Ethelbert ruled the Kingdom of Kent from his capital in Canterbury from 589 to 616 AD. Ethelbert was a pagan and worshipped a lot of gods. Queen Bertha was neither English, Saxon, nor pagan. She was a Christian, a Frankish princess. Bertha arrived in England from France when her father, King Charbet of the Franks, married her off to Ethelbert. Charbet hoped the marriage would secure him a military and economic alliance between Kent and his Frankish kingdom. Bertha was eventually able to convince Ethelbert to convert to Christianity. The pair became some of the first Christian Anglo-Saxon monarchs of England. They even invited Rome's St Augustine to help spread Christianity in England. Situated just outside the city walls, St Augustine's Abbey was originally created as a burial place for the Anglo-Saxon kings of Kent and is part of the Canterbury World Heritage Site along with the cathedral and St Martin's Church. This great abbey, marking the rebirth of Christianity in southern England, was founded shortly after AD 597 by St Augustine. St. Martin's Church is the oldest church in the English-speaking world that is still in use. Its architecture is part Roman, Saxon, Norman, and medieval. It was here that Queen Bertha prayed in 580 AD, and later where St. Augustine based his first mission in 597 AD, until King Ethelbert granted him the land for the abbey and the cathedral, which, with St. Martin's, now form Canterbury's UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Romans erected the first walls around Canterbury between 270 and 290 AD. Very little of those Roman walls remain, but large sections survive of the medieval walls that replaced the Roman structure. The medieval walls surrounded the entire city of Canterbury and were pierced by 8 gates: Westgate, Northgate, Queen Gate, Burgate, Newingate, Riding-Gate, Worthgate, and London Gate. Of these, only Westgate remains.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and